And hello people, sorry for the bad audio and that light. This is actually my first video, so I'm having to use my phone. But yeah, I brought you today a Pendulum Magician deck inspired by my friend David. So let's just get right into it. First two cards, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Now this card is a semi-searcher, but most of the time you're going to be using him for your exceeds. Next up, two Dragon Pit Magicians. Of course, you're gonna want him so that you can bust off spells and stuff like that. Three Skullcrobat, Searcher, Sky Iris, because first off, good for pendulum zones. They can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects. Then I can blow up one of my cards to add an Odd Eyes card. It can be the Odd Eyes Fusion or the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. So now, one Ryo, Stalling, Kieran, because I found out that the best combination is this card and then Master Pendulum, because they have a card face down. You can use Kieran to bring back Master Pendulum to pop that card to the hand, then summon Master Pendulum and go for direct damage. Drachma Eye just for extra coverage. Dragon Pulse to go with Dragon Pit. Two Noble Dragons for the Synchros. And then three Oath Dragons. Now this is probably the best magician aside from Wisdom Eye. This card basically, if he's in the Pendulum Zone, you can add a Magician Odd Eyes from your extra deck to your hand, which can get over the Dominion of the Legendary Monarch. And whenever he's special summoned, you do the same thing but from your graveyard, or when he's summoned at all. Now, this is probably the best magician of them all. Wisdom Eye Magician. This card, the monster effect isn't that much really, but the pendulum scale says you can blow up this card to put another magician straight into the pendulum zone. The only downside is you don't really get to summon it or put it in the pendulum zone. You have to leave it in the pendulum zone. Next is two Exanjiki Magician, which we will get into in the extra deck. Three Pendulum Call. Now this can mess up Wisdom Eye, but it's for consistency. One Mystical Space Typhoon because you have two Dragon Pits. One Effect Veiler for coverage. This is probably the best monster in the deck, period. Mist Valley Apex Avion. Now what this card does is, whenever any effect is activated at all, I can return him to my hand to negate and destroy that card. Pendulum Reborn. This is my favorite trap and the only trap I run in the deck. I can summon one face-up pendulum monster from my extra deck, or one pendulum monster from my graveyard. So say I have to go pendulum call and discard something, I can flip up pendulum reborn and get it back. Master Pendulum, Kieran plays. This is another tuner. Gen X Ally Birdman. And now this is my other search thing that I need Sky Iris for. Odd Eyes Fusion. This basically says fusion summon one dragon type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials. Then if we scroll down, there's that extra effect that if they control two monsters and you control none, you can also use monsters from your extra deck, which is good because you can use XC that we'll talk about in a second, and then he'll let you summon another monster from the extra deck. Now, the fusion you'll want to be summoning is right here after we get through these 5. Now, this is the card that I was talking about that would go good. Now, Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. This card basically says, in the Pendulum Zone it says, which is weird, once per turn, if you have no cards in your other Pendulum Zone, you can place one Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum Zone. And then the monster effect. See, this is what I put Exanjiki in there for. Exanjiki, I don't care. 2 level 7 dragon type monsters. If you can pendulum summon up to level 7, you can pendulum this card. If this card is exceed summoned by using an exceed monster, you destroy as many level 7 or lower monsters your opponent controls as possible, then inflict 1000 damage for each one. This is basically the burner of your deck. He's also a 3000 attack beat stick. And then he can make 3 attacks during each battle phase. If this card is in the monster zone, is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy as many cards in your pendulum zones as possible, minimum 1, and then put it in your pendulum zone. Next is the Synchro Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. Now what this card does is, when he's special summoned, target one card in your pendulum zone, special summon it, but he cannot attack that turn. You can only use this effect of it once per turn. Whee! Monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects during battle phase. Now this is what we want Odd Eyes Fusion for. Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. I only run one because that way it doesn't clog up for the other stuff. Now, if this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up attack position monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. During either player's turn, when a spell trap card or another monster's effect is activated, you can shuffle one face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck into the deck, negate the activation, and destroy the card. You can only use each effect once per turn, though. Now, here's what we want to use Odd Eyes Fusion on. Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. He takes 2 level 7s. When any player's monster declares an attack, I detach 1, negate the attack, and then I get to summon an Odd Eyes from my graveyard, or I forgot. Hold on a second. Yeah, I just didn't play Absolute before, and now I do, so. Because originally I had Big Eye in its place. Especially summon one from your hand or extra deck. Now, whenever from your hand or graveyard, and then this is the effect you're looking for. Whenever he's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon any Odd Eyes monster from your extra deck, including the other ones that are extra decks, non-pendulums, and special summon it, except Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. So he's good for that. Next card, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This is my favorite card. I just don't run it at more than one because because my other XEs can be better. Now, first off, he can't be destroyed by card effects while he has material. This is the main effect. Every time a monster's effect would activate or spell a trap, immediately after it resolves, they take 500 damage. So pretty much you can burn them to death. The other effect just says you can detach to summon a normal Red Eyes. Diamond Crab King. I thought about putting Direwolf in here, but no. So anyways, what he does is you can detach one material, make the defense 0 and the attack 3000. At the end of the battle stage, he has to go into defense mode. And then when he has no materials, if he's attacked, then after that attack, he goes into attack position. So pretty much you only want to have him stick around when he has materials. Dracossack, 2 level 7s. Detach 1 and summon 2 tokens. Now this is a thing that all Mecha Phantom Beasts have. While you control a token, this card cannot be destroyed by a battle or card effect. You can tribute 1 token. Then destroy the target. This card cannot attack during the turn you activate the effect, but it's worth it because you get to pop. Scarlight. This is what Noble Dragon and them are for other than obsolete. This card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while it is in the field or graveyard. Once per turn, you can destroy as many special summon effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card's attack other than this card. And then, Terror of the Bad Mouse Control. And if you can't hear that, my brother's watching TV. But yeah. Then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. Pretty good. Plus he's a beat stick. Favorite synchro of them all. Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Basically, during either player's turn, whenever you would target a level 5 or higher monster, or a level 5 or higher monster's effect would be activated, I instantly negate it. And then these two I'm probably going to take out. Master the Blades. 2 level 7s. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets its face-up card, detach one material, negate the activation, and if you do destroy the card, then destroy one card on the field. He's pretty good and he's a 27, but he's not the best. This guy's better. Lucky Straight. He takes 3 level 7s, but he can, whenever I detach, I roll a 6-sided die twice, and the card becomes the larger number rolled times 200. So say I roll a 4 and times 700. So say I roll a 4 and a 6. He would become that 6 times 700. Then, if the total amount rolled is 7, I can activate one of these effects. Send all other cards on the field to the graveyard. Special summon one monster from my hand or either people's graveyard. Then, or as I call it, built-in graceful charity. So yeah, that was my deck profile, guys. Again, sorry for the bad audio in the glare. This is my first video, so yeah, just let me know what you think, and hopefully I can buy some actual equipment. Anyways, bye guys.